Oh wait, I think we're on the. Hello guys, today we'll be talking about the House election. And yeah. Yeah. This will be which party. So he talks about which party would benefit from a more fair map. Surprisingly, Republicans actually benefited more from it. But what if gerrymandering was allowed in every single state? Yes, every single state is allowed to gerrymander to their heart's content, both red and blue states. Okay, we'll be using the Yapman's version. If that works, if this one works. All states with one district will of course be respectively done with their political parties. So Vermont, Delaware, the Dakotas, and Alaska all have one seat each, and you can't really gerrymander these states anymore. You can't gerrymander a state with one seat. Same thing of all the states with two seats that are very, very partisan already. Like, you gotta do this, and same thing with Rhode Island. Since it's a map about gerrymandering, we'll be doing that state as well here, and then we'll be gerrymandering. Then we'll all the states that, also West Virginia too. Now we'll all the states where Republicans or Democrats already win almost every district: Connecticut, Massachusetts, sits, and of course Oklahoma, and Arkansas already have all Republican seats as well here, and the swing states will not going to really touch them too much as well, because they will still be more competitive as well. And also Democrats have control, but the New Hampshire is going back to becoming a swing state. But now let's go over all the states. First state is California, and this is already a pretty gerrymandered map as well. And basically, they can't really gerrymander more in California. Like, it's pretty hard to. Like, basically the whole point is to only give Republicans a total of 3 seats in California as well. And kind of similar to the Illinois map as well here. Republicans will get 3. Actually, I think they get 4 seats. This is a Republican seat, but they get 4 total seats in California. So Oregon is also already pretty gerrymandered. Republicans only get 1 seat here. Same thing with Washington State. They can easily gerrymander this district as well as these 2 districts right here. So Republicans are already off to a very bad start. Nevada is already pretty gerrymandered, so Republicans only get 1 seat there. And then we have Utah. Utah would have to go back to the old map, but yep, Utah could easily gerrymander as well here. Then we have Arizona. So Arizona is a pretty interesting state as well. It is a Republican state as well with a Democrat governor. They could easily just gerrymander a state to get to only give Democrats 2 to 3 congressional districts as well here. And which will be pretty bad for Democrats. Democrats already control every seat in New Mexico. Democrats would actually have the advantage here in New Mexico and Colorado. They would have to. There was actually as a proposal. Someone said that could be a 9-0 Democrat map. So let's just make it that way, or you just give the Republicans 1 pity seat over here. Republicans would of course gerrymander to get every single Democrat outside of these 2 states here. And of course, you have Texas's map here. There are actually more ridiculous map suggestions for Texas, but you could actually gerrymander more. The Texas Corps has actually said this map. There's actually a lawsuit with this map as well here, but some people have suggested that Texas's map does not go far enough as well. But the thing is, Texas isn't as blue as California, or as trending red as Florida is. So Democrats would get will not really do too well in Texas. They would only win the cities as well. You could, and of course they'll they can't really do any more seats without jeopardizing safe red seats as well here. So next is Louisiana, where they get rid of these two seats down in the center of the state as well. That would be the gerrymandering. Missouri would get rid of this seat here. I don't know. I have no idea why they didn't change the map in Missouri yet on the admins, but yeah, this map stay here. Minnesota, they could gerrymander these seats to get the Republicans only 2 seats. Thing is, Minnesota is more of a swing state. It's becoming more of a swing state. Same thing with Wisconsin, but there have been maps showed where Democrats could get 4 seats and Republicans could get 4 seats. Oh, wait, wrong. Yeah, Republicans could get 4 seats as well here. So that's, Illinois' map. Well, you can't really gerrymander a map like this anymore. Okay, Illinois' map is already gerrymandered enough, and and Republicans only have 3 seats in Illinois as well. So then we have Indiana. Trump is trying to get a 9-0 map in Indiana as well here. Then of course you have Michigan. Thing is, Michigan's a swing state, so you can't really gerrymander Michigan as well here. Because no party really has much power in the state. So Republicans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe make the map more fair. Maybe make the map look like this. Then we have Ohio. Yep, the big disappointment. There actually are proposals for the Democrats to get 2 safe congressional districts as well here. This one, offers the 2 safe Democrat districts and a swing district. But if we get to the original map, they could easily get rid of this district right here, giving 130 seats as well here. They really have Kentucky, which they could easily get rid of this seat right here. Tennessee, they could easily get rid of the Memphis seat as well here. All these southern states, they could easily just get rid of these districts down here. Okay, they could easily get rid of them. Then we have South Carolina. North Carolina's map is already as partisan as it is, with Democrats really gain only 2 seats. Georgia is not really a Republican state per se anymore, but they could easily just give Democrats 3 districts and try to get gerrymander out these districts as much as possible to get the most amount of districts as well here. Florida, which is another proposed one. Democrats will be able to keep 2 seats, I think, in the Miami area, but they'll gerrymander out to Democrats only have around 3 to 4 seats. 3 to 4 seats in Florida as well here. It kind of was a blessing that Florida became such a Republican state and not a swing state anymore. Republicans have 211 seats. That just shows how much power the South really has for Republicans as well. You can't really gerrymander Maine without making the map look ugly, so they really just split the north and south part of the state in half. The rest are all blue states, so there's been a proposed map for a 9-0, Republicans only get like 1 or 2 seats in Virginia. There has been a proposal for the basically almost perfect gerrymander for Maryland as well here. Then we have Pennsylvania, which will keep it the same way because no party really has control over the state. This is the quintessential swing state, so we'll just be covering the swing seats in as it is. Then we have New Jersey, which they could easily just gerrymander almost out every Republican state, but the state is becoming more Republican as well here. They could gerrymander almost every Republican state out if they wanted to. New York, they can easily gerrymander out the Staten I don't think they can really gerrymander out Staten Island seat, but they could. Democrats can easily try to go for the original map they wanted, so a free to a free to zero, a 4 to basically kind of like California's as well here. And there we go. There we go. This is if every state was gerrymandered to the sole consensus of So Republicans would actually gain more than the fairer map as well. And that is because Republicans simply have control over more states. There's more red states than blue states, which if you add all the Republican states together, okay, and if Florida was not a red state, this would be much more difficult for Republicans, because if Florida was not such a Republican state as it is now, you would have way less seats to work with in Florida. Okay, you'd have way less seats to work with. But even then, without Florida, Republicans would actually have the massive advantage as well here. So if every state was gerrymandered, Republicans would win as well. Okay, every state was gerrymandered. The swing states, and the thing is, the swing states you can't really gerrymander. So you can't really gerrymander Pennsylvania, or Michigan, or Wisconsin. North Carolina does have a Republican governor. No, it has a Democratic governor, but this map was already set in stone by the North Carolina Supreme Court. So I actually forgot North Carolina has a Democratic governor, but then we have Texas, then we have Arizona, which Republicans could gerrymander the state, but it is more of a swing state. So the map does favor Republicans, though. The current map does favor Republicans. So the last swing state is Nevada, which is gerrymandered for Democrats already. So and I think in 2030 they'll gerrymander to make a more fair map as well. And Nevada, I think that's an independent commission. Also, I think it's because and also I think the reason the districts are like this is because of how big Las Vegas is. So as of what Las Vegas is becoming more Republican. So yeah. So it seems that Democrats would actually do pretty poor if we because the problem is most Democrat states are already gerrymandered: Illinois, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and of course California. Oregon's already pretty gerrymandered. And New Mexico is the only states that could gerrymander more is Colorado as well, but they would have to but they can't do it because of independent commission. Virginia could, Maryland could, New Jersey could try to gerrymander out every Republican seat as well here. New York tried to do that, but the court struck it down, so they're stuck with the current New York map. But if they allowed it, they'll bring back the 4 to like 20 New York map, and you can't really gerrymander Maine. Like, it is very, very hard to do that as well without jeopardizing the safe Democrat seats. So so that is the map. If every state was gerrymandered, and there was an article I saw where it was, the future of potential political redistricting, and this is gonna get worse when in 2030s for Democrats, because California loses a seat to a Republican state. Illinois loses a seat to a Republican state. I think Wisconsin. Minnesota does, New York does, and almost all of the blue states lose as well. So, I think California loses multiple seats as well. We're going to flip back the districts that we flipped. So things are just gonna get worse because Texas will gain a few seats, Florida will gain a few seats, Idaho will gain a seat, Utah. Actually, Utah may gain a seat, but it might actually be a blue seat because it'll be able to represent. They'll have to represent Salt Lake. Arizona will gain a seat, which will probably be gerrymandered. Florida and Texas are going to gerrymander to get more Republican seats. Tennessee will probably gain a seat, which will probably be a Republican seat as well. North Carolina may get a seat as well here. And all of the states that are gaining is red states as well here. So yeah. So Illinois loses two, like we two blue seats. California loses five, minus five blue seats. Oregon minus one blue seat because Oregon's already played gerrymandered. New York likely we two blue seats, and maybe a Republican seat might be lost as well. Delaware might gain a seat, which could be interesting. But the newer map is this. Well, all of the states that gain are Republican states. This is pretty, very bad for Democrats because all the big blue states are losing state seats, and all the big red states are gaining seats. So, yeah. Texas and Florida gain 4 seats respectively. That's gonna be four. That's gonna probably be 4 more Republican seats for both. So basically, it will be 200. Okay, so 229, 223, 247, 249. The reason I'm saying 249 is because I think the Utah seat is gonna be a blue seat as well here. Meanwhile, all of these states will likely lose blue seats. Yeah. I make it 248 because of Pennsylvania. But all of these are going to be lost of blue seats. Maybe 247 if Wisconsin moves, likely, because a lot of Wisconsin seats are red as well here. Yeah, and it seems that, Democrats are going to lose seats in 2040. So, gerrymandered and federal maps, it seems that Republicans will gain more seats in both. So, as well. And no, I'm not being biased towards the Republican Party. This is the absolute fact. I really do think the federal maps is because of the California map. Is because of California as well. Okay. But also some of the red states are pretty gerrymandered too. So it goes both ways. But I think because of California, yeah, that's the main culprit as well. Always California. Goodbye.